At the end of the day, people can say what they want, but Errol Spence has more heart than the so-called face of boxing. Everybody knows that when it comes to me and Errol Spence, I'm highly critical of Errol Spence. You know, I don't think he's all that when it comes in the ring. I also don't think he's a bad fighter either. But to me, he just ain't all that. You know what I'm saying? He's a good, decent fighter. I don't need all the extra hype behind it. But one thing I can at least say about Errol Spence, at this point in time, if I was comparing him to the so-called face of boxing, he has more heart than Canelo Alvarez. Simply for the fact that this man has cheated death and is coming back without a tune-up. How do you not tip your hat to that? How do you even try to deny anything about this man? You know what I'm saying? Because regardless of anything I've said about Errol Spence, after Errol Spence got into that accident, man, you know, the only thing I wanted him to do was get better and get back to boxing, you know, because at the end of the day, I never wish down on a man, and I never wish for a man to be away from his family and not be able to raise his kids and whatnot and be away from his father and stuff like that. You know, I'm never that kind of person. You know, as harsh as I am, one thing people mistake about me is I got a huge heart. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm vicious. You know, that's what you call a gangster and a gentleman. Okay, I am both a gangster and a gentleman. Now, when I'm talking about the so-called face of boxing when it comes to Canelo Alvarez, you have a lot of people out here running around wanting to question other people. This is one thing that I will say. I believe that there's times that you came to this channel and you got straight up pissed off. I believe there are times that you came to this channel and you was like, you know what? I fucks with you. You know what I'm saying? Now, regardless of what day it is of the week where you feeling fuck with Bruce or you hate Bruce, one thing that you could say is there's balance on this channel. It's not just all one way. I recognize everything. I just don't shine the light over in this corner. I shine the light on the whole room. You know what I'm saying? And I see everybody. That's what being fair is. That's what unbiased truly is. So when I say I'm the grandfather of this shit, I'm the landlord of this shit, it's no mistake. Because if you want to argue, the proof is in the pudding. Go through my page with a fine-tooth comb, okay? And what most of you would say is you will find nothing but contradictions, okay? Let me tell you this, contradiction is the only real truth, because no man stays the same for the entire time. And different situations causes you to look at things differently. And also, it would be a contradiction because you also recognize the pros and the cons, the good and the bad faults in everybody. But one thing that you can say is once you've done something that deserves to be praised, once you have done something that deserves to be high-fived or deserves to be champion, I was right there in your corner backing you up. And when you did some hoe shit, when you did some punk shit, when you did some curry chicken shit, I was also right there to check you and let you know about yourself. That's what unbiased is at the end of the day. Most people don't know that, but that's exactly what it is. So given any day of the week, you're either pissed, you know what I'm saying, or you either enjoying the content. I have people unsubscribe and subscribe within the same damn day. You know, that's just how it is. But when it comes to Errol Spence, there's something you gotta say about a man who cheated death, who's coming back and not accepting no light walk. Because Danny Garcia by no means is no light walk. I would hate if he was to downplay Danny Garcia and say, this is another easy cakewalk. Don't say that about Danny, because it's not. You know what I'm saying? Danny got skills. And at the end of the day, when you got this ghost walking around called Errol Spence, what does somebody like Canelo Alvarez look like taking all these soft touches and wanting to get guys coming fresh off of fights, wanting to get green guys, wanting to fight guys you ain't never heard of, and just avoiding all kind of stiff competition? You know what I'm saying? At this point, you probably need to move Errol Spence into the face of boxing, even though that belongs to Anthony Joshua, but you guys get what I'm saying, you know? So it just behooves me, and I don't get how anybody can be fooled by anybody saying that Errol Spence at this point in time is not trying to do his best. In the past, yes, you need to say that about Errol Spence. I want him to fight Terrence Crawford. Everybody wants to see that fight. That's the old school boxing fan in me, you know? But when they're coming out the gate and when he's basically dodging and have dodged the graveyard, you know what I'm saying? And he's coming back into this fighting Danny Garcia, you need to give props to that, not hate, you know? But most people have to do this because they feel the pressure on their idol. Everybody's looking at Canelo like, bruh, you soft as a honey bun out here. You know what I'm saying? With extra icing. I'm gonna put you in a microwave and warm you up because you're gooey. And that's just the truth. Now, Canelo Alvarez has the potential and he has the tools to go in there and do what Errol Spence is doing. The point is he don't want to do it. So you got to call a spade at the end of the day. But when you got somebody like PBC and they putting on this double hitter with the Charlos and they doing what they doing with Errol Spence, right now PBC is doing something that we all wish PBC would do, and that is step the fuck up. But ironically, when PBC steps the fuck up, you guys are ready to put your foot back on their neck and push them back down. It just goes to show that what you was complaining about was never the source of your problem. It was never the source of your problem. Your real problem is something else. And we don't need to say what that is, because at this point, everybody knows. You can't hide it no more. Everybody knows. But this is what we want from PBC. And when they do it, you need to congrats. You need to champion this. Let me tell you why. Because it is this very same attitude which I actually come to understand why they move the way they move, because they wasn't going to get the credit any damn way. That's why it's very important when somebody does something that moves like a fighter of the yesteryears. You need to commend that. You know what I'm saying? To let them know, hey, I see that and I appreciate that. This is good shit. I'm going to back you up for it. So that will give them more encouragement in the future to keep doing shit like this. Not when they do it, you still want to shit on them. Okay? That shows you don't need to be talking about this sport. And if you are going to talk about this sport, maybe you just need to stick to your side of the sport. What I mean by your side of the sport, your side of the sport is whoever the people you are pandering to. Okay? Now, whether you're pandering this side, or you're pandering to Latinos or whatever, you need to stay promoting that shit, okay? But don't open your mouth about anything else if you cannot speak with an even keel. It's only right and it's only fair, you know? Because when I can speak from every corner of this earth. Because when I speak with unbiased, okay? I can call any and everybody out. That's what gives me the warrant and the badge to be able to blast anybody I want. Because at no point in time can you come to me and say, you said something about him, but you ain't saying nothing about him. You said something about him, but you ain't saying nothing about him. You can't get me caught up in that spider web, okay? You cannot do it. Because once again, go through my content with a fine-tooth comb. Anybody that I've talked about, I have picked up. You know what I'm saying? And yes, that even counts for Wilder. People don't believe it or not, that even counts for Wilder. Alright? Yes, I get it, Charlo's the business. But you have to understand, I was a huge Charlo fan. Once I'm disappointed, I'm disappointed. I'm going to let you know. Okay? My father loved me, but he chastised the shit out me when I did some shit that he didn't feel like I was living up to my name. Did that mean that he didn't love me and he didn't care about me or some shit like that? No. It's just that he expected more of me being his son. Okay? When I am a fan of you especially, I'm going to turn up on you because I don't want you to move like the rest of these suckers out here. You know what I'm saying? I want you to move like the champ that I know that you are. But then again, that's me. You know? I'm an acquired taste. I'm a special flavor. This is not something that you buy off the shelf. Okay? This is something that you get from in the back when you know somebody. Okay? Meaning you guys enter through the front door. I enter through the trap door. You don't know this exists over here. Alright? So everybody's not going to be able to blend and gel on this channel. Only a certain type of people. And that's real boxing fans, which is not enough of. Okay? So when I speak, I'm only speaking to you and nobody else. Casuals come by and they pass up or whatever. But I talk about real boxing. When it comes to Errol Spence, he's doing something that I've always wanted him to do. When it comes to Jamel and Jamal Charlo, they're doing something that I always wanted them to do. When it comes to PBC, they're doing something that I always wanted them to do. So it's only right when they do it, you know what I'm saying, they receive my support for it. You know, because when I speak of boxing, I just don't want to speak of boxing ill will. You know what I'm saying? I don't always want to come across as beating down on people or something. I want to be able to big up you, but it's a lot of bullshit in the era I'm growing up in. It's a lot of cherry picking in the era that I'm growing up in. It's a lot of foul shit. It's a lot of everything. And I don't like it because I'm jealous. I'm extremely jealous of people who were born before me, who got to enjoy boxing when the best fought the best without question, even though it's always been ducking. You know, the only reason why I can tolerate it is because I substitute this shit with UFC, okay? And as much as I don't like Dana White, I gotta thank Dana White, because at least he's forcing these guys to do what they're supposed to do, and if they don't fight, he gets rid of you. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I look forward to. But when it comes to that, when it comes to Errol Spence, when it comes to the PBC, once they finally start doing what we always wish that they should be doing, how can anybody still complain unless you just not a biased, straight up, just downright, low down, foul, narrative pushing, punk ass bitch. Straight up. You know? You never should have came out your mama's womb. She should have spit you out in the toilet. That's exactly how I feel about it. And if you get offended, you know how to find me. Bruce Vane, I'm out.